Hey everybody, welcome back to Tommy's Tesla Tech and Travel. And here's something we haven't said in a while. We're going on the next stop on the Great Arizona Pizza Crawl. A place we haven't been to yet called Arizona Pizza Company. There used to be several locations around Tucson and Vail and Sabino Canyon, but now it's just down to 2 locations. I guess there was 3 locations, not several. Now it's down to the one in Vail and the one in Sabino Canyon. We are currently closer to the one in Vail, so we're going to head there for lunch today. And the reason I say currently closer, if you haven't been watching, we bought a new house on the other side of the world from here. So this one won't be an option, well, not an easy option in the near future. So you guys ready to go try some new pizza?
That semi-truck's faster.
That semi-truck is faster. That totally answered the question I asked. What about you, hon? Are you ready to go try some new pizza?
I am.
We've eaten here before, a long time ago, and I honestly don't remember how we felt. So,
I'm gonna go faster than
all right, next stop, Vail off Colossal Cave Road.
We got there shortly after it opened. We were those people that walked in right after they got everything ready, and our food was ready almost as fast. We started off with the garlic knots. Since Henry's still not a big fan of pizza or anything other than bread, we always order these from as we go. My first impression was it was insanely hot. But, you know, not bad. It is kind of your run-of-the-mill garlic knot, nothing fancy. Let's try it out with the sauce this time, and that sauce was really bland, I'm not gonna lie. I wish I had a little more flavor or seasoning. Dana loved it, but for me, it was just, it tasted like theme park marinara sauce, if that means anything. Our pizza came out really quick, and Charlie was excited. He was panting like a dog as soon as he saw it. My first impression was, look at all that grease. The dough looked fantastic, and the bottom part was great as well. I snuck a peek back in their oven, and I saw a bunch of traditional pizza ovens, which is always good. We also ordered their wings, which are also oven baked, but we'll get back to that in a second. Dana tried to pick it up and lost all that cheese, so here's my turn. Normally this is something that you just kind of, drool over, but the reality is it's because of all that grease between the pepperoni, the sauce, and the high moisture cheese. It just fell apart everywhere. But it is not going to stop me. I got a fork and knife, wanted to try it out. Had a metallic taste, but that's because we were eating it off of pizza pans instead of traditional plates. So let's go in for bite 2, but look at that crust. But the grease did get everywhere really quick. But the flavor was there. I really enjoyed the overall flavor of the pizza. But again, I'm going to give it a 6. It tasted just like theme park pizza to me. Dana asked how she liked it because she seemed to be enjoying it. But then she shrugged it off and also gave it a 6. Kind of a 7, kind of a 6. But now let's move on to those wings. I am a wing guy, and as we said before in past videos, Rocco's here in Tucson are hands down the best wings there is. I almost forgot to do the full test. Full test was great, but back to the wings. Dip them in some ranch and let's check it out. Just a saucy, slimy mess. I'm gonna have to give them a 4. These wings had potential. They seem to be cooked a lot longer. But before I forget, let's check out the inside of that dough. I have to say, the pizza itself was a 6, but I'm gonna give their dough a solid 8. I think their dough, done correctly, is probably some of the best dough in town. When I was taking a look at the facilities around there, my only knock is it definitely needs some upkeep. They did tell us their soda machine kind of exploded the day before. There's lots of chipped paint everywhere. I was hoping after it sat for a while that grease would settle, but it did not. It even started to migrate to the back of the pizza at this point. But not gonna stop me. Like I said, it's still okay good pizza, and any pizza's good pizza. Don't let it ever go to waste. But that grease was just a little too much for me. I got a slice and a half down before I was kind of done. And it's something I want other places to work on too. If you're gonna serve your pizza like this, make sure that there's plenty of room for napkins. But this I did love. Community boards and community restaurants. Now back to us.
All right, let's talk about our thoughts. Well, that was our trip to the Arizona Pizza Company. We've been to the one before that was on Broadway, and we've been to this one many years ago, but I didn't really have a good recollection of it. And as soon as I had that first bite, a lot of it came back to me. So, me personally, well, here, what would you rate the pizza? Because I know you really like the garlic knots.
I love the garlic knots. Garlic knots were really good.
And which is funny, is I had them and I thought they were really bland. Like, they were okay, but to me it tastes like something you would go and buy out of the freezer section out of a grocery store and warm up at home. And it's not saying that that's bad, it's just they definitely hit you differently than they hit me. Hey Henry, did you like the garlic knots?
Yeah.
You like them a lot or a little?
A lot.
A lot? Hey, he's a picky eater, so that says a lot, okay?
Picky eater.
Yeah, he is. Charlie, he's a picky eater. And Charlie is not. Okay, let's move on to the pizza then, because it actually came out just before our wings. So for the pizza, I gave it a 6 personally. And it comes with a couple caveats. What did you rate it?
I would say same 6/7.
6 or 7? It's like a 6.5?
Yeah.
Okay. And what hit me wrong, not wrong about it, but the thing that was like, that was okay, was the fact that it was really greasy.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell it was, you know, not a low moisture cheese. There was probably oil used both in the sauce and on the crust, maybe. Not on the crust, it's probably just oil in the sauce. Because that separation and everything else just caused a lot of grease pulling. Which is not to say a bad thing. I think some pizzas, like a pizza place we haven't tried yet that I've had a couple times, I really like it and it's greasy. I regret it like an hour later, like with my chest pains, but it tastes good at the time. The other thing was their dough I thought was actually an 8. I really enjoyed the crust. My only knock against it is I know they just took it out of a fridge or cooler because it didn't have enough time to come to like room temp and rise. So it was the same thickness throughout, so it didn't actually like rise while it was baking. But the ovens they use, they have all the right equipment. I kind of snuck a peek in the back room, and they have a fantastic array of pizza ovens. They have a great make area. So they have all the right tools. And I think it's just right there. I think the problem is they don't probably get as much foot traffic as a place like in downtown Tucson would. So they're not going to go through as much of the dough and everything as fast. Like today is the first day of the NFL season. So a pizza place that has wings should be blowing up like as far as traffic goes. We were one of 3 people that in total went in there, and I'm counting the phone call they got for an order. Granted, they did open at 11 a.m. and it's noon. That gives it a whole hour where they should have had a lot more orders than looks like they took. That's just me observing from afar. I could be completely wrong. Maybe there's a phone in back where they're answering calls there. But let's talk about the wings. How did you feel about the wings?
I thought they were okay.
Thought just okay?
Yeah, just okay.
See, I gave them a 3. I gave them a 4 initially. Now that I'm thinking about it, I had time to let it sit. My initial reaction was 4. Now that I'm thinking, it's a 3. And then they're oven-baked wings, which I'm not a huge fan of just oven-baked wings, per se. Unless you get that nice crispiness to them from, like, you know, a little bit longer. People say, oh, they dry out when you do that. Not if you do it right.
They're very saucy, but I like the sauce.
The sauce was actually not bad.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was just something simple. It seemed like maybe like a Sweet Baby Ray's type sauce, which I know you like that one. But yeah, I think there's a lot of room for improvement, but I actually definitely see a lot of potential there. Which I've had the one, like I said, on Broadway before, and I don't recall the pizza being as greasy, and I don't think I've ever had the wings there. But all in all, I give my overall experience there a 6. The staff was nice, but all in all, it was fun. I'm glad we tried it.
We got leftovers.
And we have lots of leftovers. And I actually waited for the pizza to really cool down, and I liked it a lot better once it cooled down and the grease like resettled. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Tommy's Tesla Tech and Travel, the great Southern Arizona Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Tommy's Tesla Tech and Travel. This was the Great Southern Arizona Pizza Crawl, the next stop on the tour. We're getting back to some normalcy now that our move is about halfway completed with packing, but we got a lot more to go, y'all. So keep tuning in for that. Keep tuning in for our upcoming Disneyland trip. Keep tuning in for pizza trips. And keep tuning in for me trying to raise these kids to not be monsters. But we're failing on that one. No? You're not monsters? Not yet? Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.